and Clyde video, or
What's
Clyde
going on,
Laramie
everybody?
video. Two grumpy old rockers coming your way. We have today, tell them what we have.
We have the EVH 5150, and it's the model, the iconic model.
My wife said it should be called the Cryonic. A Cryonic.
The Cryonic.
Only Lydia can come up with something.
It's a
like
nice
that.
looking amp.
It is beautiful.
I like having it's the openness.
It's like the, well, you know, you want something open if you've got a million tubes in it.
Well,
Check
not
that
only
out.
that.
Okay,
Yeah,
you got 4 power tubes because it's 80 watts.
Right.
But you only have 2 preamp tubes.
Yep.
Everything else is solid state.
2 little preamp tubes.
That's it. What do you
Wow.
need? What do you need all the?
Where's the reverb spring? It don't have one?
It's got the worst digital. It's got the. Let me say this nice and clear. It's got the worst digital reverb you're ever going to want to hear in an amp. But let's be fair.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. It's got a big old transformer though.
It's got 2.
Yeah.
An input and an output transformer. But only 2 tubes. And
Yeah.
I think the reason why they made this so big is because it also has power voltage.
Right.
You can go from 80 watts to 20 watts.
So
Just by
80 to
hitting-
20, so it
yeah.
goes from 4 tubes to 1 tube.
Yeah, no, it goes from 2 tubes to. Oh, you're right. It would be 1 tube.
It'd be a single tube
You're
power up.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
It would be.
Let's hear what it sounds like.
Okay. When I first got it, I was really disappointed in it, and now that I've kind of learned what is what on it, it takes time.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would take this much time.
Yeah.
It's taking up all my
So what do we
fucking
got
time.
here? What do we got here? So what
Okay.
What do you got
This
running?
is
Where
a-
are your settings at?
Okay, everything's straight up. Pretty much. Let's make sure everything's straight up. Everything's at noon. Okay? You're looking over, this is the volume 1, volume 2, this is your boost volume. This is your reverb. I'm shutting that off and using the reverb that's in the 2-note Captor X because this is horrible.
Yeah.
This is really bad. And listen what it does. I want you, this I discovered just by accident. Okay, so you're going to hear a tone shift by turning on the reverb.
Let's hear
Okay?
it. Oh yeah.
Hear that?
What a difference.
You don't do that.
Here,
You
try
know?
it. Try
Oh,
it with
really?
the audio on your,
Okay.
and you can totally you can
It's-
hear the difference.
It's shocking. It shouldn't be like that.
Right.
You know, there should be no.
So that's
You can hear it changing.
all. Yep.
It's actually almost like changing.
The whole mid-range
It's,
section.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. See, that's why I love you, because we think alike. Let's do. Okay, here's the foot switch.
Oh wow! Look at that little thing.
I know it's like.
So you got the channel and then you got the boost so that you can come out into a lead.
I don't know, man. I'm so used to. Look at this big one.
Right.
But this is a little 2-button foot switch, but it does 4 things. Okay, so right now I'm on the clean channel. You know, you think you'd get a green light showing you you're on the green channel, but you don't.
Okay.
It
so
only
you just
shows
get
you
nothing.
when you go to the red channel. It shows you went there. Okay, so anyways, let's get to the gist of this. Let's take this off. Okay, each channel, it's 2 channels.
Right.
For all intents and purposes, like the old, like my Marshall, it's got the 2 channels, but it's got a crunch mode on the green. You know, you got your clean and your crunch,
Right.
and then you got your overdrive 1 and 2 on the red channel, just like yours. That's
Right.
right. You got a DSL 20, which we're going to review.
Right.
Okay, so this is clean, if you want to call it clean. Okay. I don't like it. It just. I mean,
It's
it's not
plain.
like the.
It's plain. It doesn't
Yeah.
have any force behind it.
I don't know. Not, but I'm not a lot. You know, when I play live, I'm probably doing 2 songs, and you know, I might do something like that, you know, or something like. I don't like it, but you know, let's change it. The pickups.
A lot of people really like to have the 2 channels, the clean and the dirty.
This sounds bitchin' to me, and it took me a while to find this and dial in the that's starting to get in Van Halen territory right there, you know? Let's it up.
Yep.
It stays fizzy. You know, it doesn't, like on my Stealth when we did the review, it seemed blue.
Right.
But,
so it's all or nothing.
That sounds pretty good. It's a burn. It says burn.
Burn?
You think you know? Okay, so let's switch it over. You know, that's another thing. The only way you can switch this, you can't, like on the other amps, on the other EVH 5153s, you just go and push a button. Even if your foot switch is in, you can, no. If you have your foot switch in, you have to change the channel by using the foot switch.
Really?
You cannot. Repeat. Cannot do that. Okay, so, but that's no big deal, right? If I want to put it on burn, I just got to come over here and hit the burn switch.
Right.
Pain in the ass. It'd been nice to have that on the foot switch. Okay, now let's say I'm gonna do. This sounds to me like Randy Rhoads or something. You're pushing this burn button, okay? You know, that kind of, it gets too muddy. And look at where I have the gain.
Right.
It's at what, 11 o'clock, right? For all intents and purposes. And I've got to set the gains on both channels around the same. But for the money, see, this is what we're talking about here. If this is going to be your first tube amp, you might say, good deal.
Yeah.
You know, it's only.
Where's one of those go
it's
for
only
new?
$1,000 brand new.
Wow.
And they have map pricing on this, manufacturer suggested pricing.
Yeah.
In other words, if they catch you selling it, if you're a dealer of theirs selling their stuff and you sell it cheaper, you're going to catch shit from Fender. Fender's not going to allow you to sell it. So you have to map it. Map pricing, they call that. You know, my thing is, this thing sounds bitchin' when you start adding stuff to it. Like, you add a 10 band EQ to it, it sounds, which, you know, I do that on all my amps anyways. But out of the box, it sounded like it couldn't come out of the box.
Yeah.
It just stayed like, it was like, this is how it sounded to me when I first started playing with this. It sounded like it was, the speaker cabinet was in a box, and you couldn't get the box off. No matter what you did.
Muffled.
Yeah, muffled, and it sounded like the mids were compressed so much that it just didn't come out at you. And a lot of people say you got to deal with the presence and stuff, but for all intents and purposes, for a fair shootout, you know, I want everything at noon. And then the user can decide, oh, it needs more presence or more treble. But here's a good example of what I call OG, over gain, right? Keeping it there on the burn mode, you're okay. You start. I mean, yeah, it sounds bitchin', especially for those heavy metal players that we all know and love.
Yeah.
You know, but it just becomes really unusable. I like it here without the burn. Let's try some. I would recommend, if you're going to buy this amp, get a power soak or something, variable power supply attenuator or something, because if you turn, even though it has a quarter setting, if you turn that on, you lose something because you only got one power tube at that point, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would buy it if I got it at a good price, like I did this one.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't pay $1,000 for it.
Yeah.
You know, and this, you're gonna, people, trust me when I tell you, you're gonna be up for a while. This was designed by James Brown. This was designed by Howard Kaplan.
Right.
You know, and other people, but Howard was the main designer on this amp. And there's just something about this amp that
like night and day difference.
Yeah. But the digital reverb, you think, hey, I'm in the same building, I'm working with the same people, why don't I use the same digital reverb that they used on these? In all honesty, it's a nice amp for the money.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna have to add a bunch of shit to it to make it sound good,
then you're spending all the money on that.
You might as well move up to something that's gonna,
right.
Yeah, it's gonna cost you a
right,
little
so
more.
Step up.
Pay me now or pay me later, kind of thing.
Stealth is how much now retail?
I think those are going close to $1,500, $1,600.
So $600 difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference. But by the time you figure, okay, I'm gonna put an EQ on there.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
$150. You
Right.
know, for an MXR 10-band 108S, I'll probably end up. You know, I'm not in love with it as much as I would be something else that costs more, but I'll probably end up selling it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably end up selling it real
well,
quick.
we got it for the review.
Yeah.
We got it for you guys. All right, well, let's got this one. Let's move on to the next.
All right.
You want to play a little thing on the way
Yeah,
up? I'll
yeah,
fade
yeah.
out.